Welcome to MarcusG.tv. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano, and thanks for tuning in. I'm a chef on a mission. Today's mission is business, and this is for my blog, 50 Mistakes that Restaurant Owners Make. And today we're talking SEO, and we're talking SEO work with George Stanger. George, you've been doing this for years, SEO work.
I've been doing this for about 15 years.
15 years. You've done this in Miami, but you've worked with companies all over, correct?
International Fortune 500 companies.
What are some of the companies you've worked with?
Companies like Darden Restaurants, Carnival Cruise Lines, ADT Security, ADP, Susan G. Komen, Cancer Foundation. Yeah.
Wow. So Darden Restaurants is a major player in the restaurant industry.
That's right.
So you and I had a conversation 9 years ago. And do you remember what you told me?
I told you that you should be adding content to your sites. I told you it was important to be adding content, and you should at least add a page a day. This is for organic rankings. This is basically the way to double your traffic in a short amount of time. If you want to have more site traffic, you add more pages, you get more site traffic.
So most business owners or people watching this are going to say, gee, I can't post a page a day. Now, 9 years ago, I took that philosophy, and I've been posting a page a day for 9 years. So when you search me, when you search the restaurant, when you search something, there's just, if you type in Marcus Guiliano, I come up on the first like 8 pages, 9 pages of Google. It's all me.
That's great.
Because I've been posting a page a day. When you search special things, and I get some weird phone calls, George, from Texas, from wherever. Oh, I saw you have a bottle of wine on your list or in your restaurant. Can you send me that bottle? Now those are more extreme examples, but those people are out there looking for something.
This is based on the fact that you did targeted keywords on each page. You had 1 to 3 targeted keywords per page, and those pages are being searched in Google and coming up under those keywords.
All over the country, all over the world. When I look back at my analytics, people are finding me from New Zealand, Australia, Canada, Italy. It's amazing how people are getting back to. Now, I post at least 1 page a day. Today I did probably 30 or 40 pages. And I'm going to share a quick secret to the content that I create, because I create a ton of content. Content's king, and I think you would agree with that, right?
That's right.
So we get a lot of local people too searching for best martinis, best bars, craft beers, tap beers, organic steaks, grass-fed steaks, whatever it is. So what I'm suggesting, if you're in a restaurant, take your entree. A lot of places have 6, 10, 15 entrees, right? Take a picture of each entree. Each entree is a post, right? You keyword it to wherever you're at. Now, I particularly, like you taught me a long time ago, we looked up Hudson Valley. Hudson Valley is a very popular search term, so I always have Hudson Valley restaurants, Hudson Valley bar, Hudson Valley eating out, Hudson Valley dining. So I always try to work around those. I always put the name of my restaurant. Now the name. Then when I take the picture, when you name the picture, because it's going to pop up just a blank, not a blank, but a generic code, like all these numbers and .jpeg or something, right? You take it off your phone or off your camera. I change the name of that to with my keywords.
The keywords in the image name.
In the image name.
Way to do it.
Because when Google goes through, or when these search engines go through, they're picking up everything that's relevant on the page, and numbers are not going to be as relevant as the keywords, correct?
What's going to happen now is if you have these keywords actually titled, the name of what the picture is actually about, you're going to come up under Google image search when people type in.
The image search is important because a lot of people, now the image search comes up automatically. You have an option. Before you used to have to go up and hit images. Right. Now you have a whole row of images that comes up and you're in there. So just keep tagging those photos with your keywords and the relevant of what's on the photo. So if it's a steak, write down ribeye steak. If it's a name of a farm, put the name of the farm in there, because people are going to look for that farm and say, oh, at Aroma Thyme they serve that farm. That's pretty cool.
The search engines have tools, especially Google, where you can go in and actually look up the keywords that you're thinking about writing content about, and find out how many times those keywords are searched for. There's a keyword estimation tool. So if you think of if you're thinking about writing an article about a certain word or writing content about a certain word, you want to go and check to make sure that word is actually being searched for.
That's being searched for
already.
Otherwise,
you're wasting your time. Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So then create content around that.
Around popular search terms.
Right, so Hudson Valley is a very popular search term. So now today I said I created like 30, 40 posts. I went through all of our bourbons here at the restaurant. I have 30 bourbons, 40 bourbons, rye and whiskeys. I didn't do single malt scotches or blended scotches, but I took a picture of each, tagged, renamed it, and I put a post on my blog and I just created content. Now, the nice thing about Blogger is, I'm sure other places have this option too, Tumblr or WordPress, I just now automatically spread those posts out. So each day, one post comes up automatically. I schedule the release of them.
So that's basically 30 pages, and you're going to release these over 30 days.
Over 30 days.
So you don't have to write content each day.
I don't have to write content each day.
You need to work once for the month, and then basically it's scheduled to release content.
Exactly.
One page
now,
a day.
I have 20 blogs that I kind of actively post on, so that's just one blog. Now that blog's covered for all month. Now I can go work on my beer blog, because that was my bourbon. Now I can go work on my beer, I can go work on my health, I can go work on my restaurant one. I even have the local one here from Ellenville. We live in Ellenville, that's where my restaurant is. So I have Ellenville, New York, 12428.com. I create the content. The library, the Chamber of Commerce, all send me the information that's going on. The arts community send me the information that's going on, and I put it on there. And as a result, my banner's on the top of the page. Okay, so when people find now information in the area, they're getting back, and my banner's up top because I'm the sponsor. I orchestrate that whole site or blog. So now I'm posting content there that's not relevant to my restaurant, but they're finding it and they can get to my restaurant
through those pages that you created.
Through those pages that I've created, exactly, because I'm on the banner of the blog, of the website. So most restaurants, when they say I can never create content, you can create content. Create a personality for your restaurant. Post on what's going on in your town. Post what's going on in your restaurant. Post about your events. Post about what you have, what's already having. So we talked about 10, 15 entrees. You have appetizers, you have soups, you have daily specials. Don't forget the seasonality of food. Salmon's in season, halibut's in season, asparagus in season, mushrooms in season. And then talk about wines or things that you can pair it up with. So when you start thinking, you have more than a page a day. Easily more than a page a day.
And in some cases, a lot of sites have a search on the site. There's logs of data that exist based on what people search for on your site. So that's also a way to look up
to
content,
analyze
to find
it.
Content, to look up the search terms that are being searched for most often on your site, and developing content around those search terms.
Now I know Blogger has a quick little dashboard where I can see how many page views I have per post.
Nice.
So I can go look at that post and say, why did this post get so many views? What's my topic? What's my keywords? I do several posts a day. It turns out I take a video off of YouTube. I create content, then I take that YouTube video, then I put it onto my blog, and then I tweet the blog out to get eyes back. And I have 10 or 15 or 12 active Twitter accounts that everything's intermingled and tweeting and bringing back people to places. And it's really, I have a video on that, how a chef can use Twitter to build his business. I have a really good video on that. Look on my YouTube channel and search that, Marcus Guiliano, and search that, and you'll find a great 15-minute video on how I maneuver all of my Twitter accounts. So you want to create people, when we're talking about content, create a personality. Talk about your family, talk about your kids, talk about your vacation. People want to know that they're supporting a restaurant that is owned by a real family, as opposed to a restaurant that is corporately owned. People like stories. People love stories. So tell them your story. Show them your staff. Highlight staff members. Do all that kind of stuff. This is all stuff that you can create content with. Your garden dining's open. Your new summer hours. Whatever it is. We're packed tonight. We sold a ton of this fish. People are going to look at that post and say, wow, why weren't we there for that fish? Why weren't we there for the lobster bake? Why weren't we there for that? And that's all stuff that's just going to stay on the internet and be there. You never know who's going to see it. You're doing a wedding, a catering party, post it. Let people see that you do catering. Let them see you do off-premise. Just post. Facebook is great. All these things are great, but really, I like the SEO stuff. I like this how it's going to sit there on the web and be there when people can access it. So that's what I personally like.
That's great.
Any other tips, George? I mean, we've kind of gone over our time limit here.
One of the main things is actually doing a little bit of, I'm not saying to spend a lot of money on this, but doing a little bit of paid advertising helps with your organic rankings. So if you want your pages to rank high, you do a little bit of advertising, a little bit of paid advertising, and you're going to get higher rankings than if you didn't do any advertising at all.
That makes sense. And somebody told me the other day, to build your organic searches, at some point you've got to pay somewhere along the line.
You're going to do a little paid search.
You're going to pay, because you took at all these guys that blew up, and like Gary Vaynerchuk. He started off by paying to get subscribers,
right.
And then he blew up, and then now, of course, he's the expert on, gets $30,000 a speech on that. But I remember he used to take out full-page ads in Wine Spectator to advertise his wine library TV to get people there. And people don't remember those days like I remember those. It's like, who is this guy? What's this guy placing ads for? Who's this guy? And then all of a sudden he has 1 million followers in New York Times bestseller. You know, so yeah, so that makes total sense. So if you have any questions for myself or George, email me at help@50mistakes.com and we will get back to you. If you like this video, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, and pass the video on to anybody that will benefit from it. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. Thanks for watching.